February 23, 1836. 189 men. Surrounded. Outnumbered 10-1. A crumbling stone mission in Texas. No reinforcements coming. They held for 13 days. Then they all died. The Alamo is one of history's most celebrated last stands, a symbol of courage against impossible odds. But here's the question nobody has properly answered. What if those 189 men were replaced by just 10? 10 modern U.S. Army Rangers with every weapon available today. Night vision. Automatic weapons. Anti-armor rockets. Would history look the same? Or would 10 soldiers do what 189 couldn't? The answer will change how you think about modern warfare. Let's find out. Here's what you need to understand first. The Alamo wasn't just a building. It was a former Spanish mission converted into a military fort, with thick stone walls, a cramped courtyard, and one desperate garrison trying to delay Santa Anna's army long enough for Texas to declare independence. The Mexican army that surrounded them numbered at least 1,500 soldiers on day one, and by the final assault estimates ranged from 1,800 to over 6,000 men. They faced just 189 defenders armed with flintlock muskets, a handful of cannons, and dwindling ammunition. The math was brutal. The outcome seemed inevitable. But most history books stop there. They tell you about Travis, Bowie, Crockett, and the tragic ending. What they rarely explain is why the defenders failed militarily, not because of courage, but because of capability. And that distinction is the key to this entire scenario. 10 modern U.S. Army Rangers are not 10 ordinary soldiers. They represent the product of 80 years of advanced military doctrine. They carry weapons capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute, fight effectively in complete darkness, and train specifically for situations where they are surrounded, outnumbered, and defending fixed positions. Could they succeed where 189 men failed? The answer begins with understanding what Rangers can actually do. Let's talk firepower. Every Ranger in a standard 10-man element carries an M4 carbine, accurate to roughly 500 meters and capable of engaging multiple targets in seconds. But that's only the beginning. A typical Ranger element also includes an M249 squad automatic weapon, firing around 850 rounds per minute. One gunner with that weapon can suppress an entire enemy platoon. Compare that with 1836, when a Mexican soldier carrying a Brown Bess musket could realistically fire only about 2 rounds per minute under ideal conditions. Properly positioned, 10 Rangers could generate more accurate firepower than all 189 original Alamo defenders combined. Their arsenal would also include at 4 anti-armor rockets, M67 fragmentation grenades, and claymore mines that release hundreds of steel balls across a wide killing zone. If claymores were positioned at every entrance, any direct assault would become extraordinarily costly. Historical estimates suggest Santa Anna lost between 400 and 600 soldiers taking the Alamo against 189 defenders using primitive weapons, roughly 2 or 3 casualties inflicted for every defender. A modern Ranger squad in a fortified position against 19th century infantry could potentially achieve casualty ratios of 20-1, or even higher. That means 10 Rangers might inflict 200, 300, or perhaps even 400 casualties before exhausting their ammunition. It sounds overwhelming, and it is. But firepower alone does not win sieges. The original defenders also possessed advantages over their attackers. What defeated them wasn't simply a lack of bullets. It was time. And logistics. 13 days. That's how long the original garrison survived. The real question isn't whether 10 Rangers can fight, it's whether they can survive long enough to matter. This is where the scenario becomes genuinely fascinating. Modern Rangers are trained extensively in defensive operations. The Ranger Handbook covers perimeter defense, overlapping fields of fire, interlocking kill zones, and planned fallback positions. The original Alamo had serious defensive weaknesses. The north wall was incomplete, leaving dangerous gaps, and 189 defenders were spread across a perimeter that many military historians believe required around 1,000 soldiers to defend effectively. 10 Rangers would not repeat that mistake. Instead, they would abandon unnecessary positions, consolidate around the strongest structures, establish mutually supporting firing positions, and ensure that every approach fell under overlapping fields of fire. Darkness would also transform the battlefield. Santa Anna launched his final assault before dawn, believing the darkness favored his attackers. Against Rangers equipped with PVS-14 night vision, that advantage disappears completely. In darkness, the Rangers would see everything while the attacking soldiers of 1836 would see almost nothing. The assault that overwhelmed the original defenders would instead advance into carefully planned kill zones without knowing where the defenders were located. Yet even this advantage has limits. Modern Rangers still carry finite ammunition. A standard combat load provides approximately 210 rifle rounds per soldier, supplemented by machine gun ammunition, grenades, and rockets. It sounds substantial, but against waves numbering between 1,800 and 6,000 attackers, ammunition disappears surprisingly quickly. Military analysis suggests a 10-man unit engaged continuously in heavy combat could deplete its primary ammunition within 4 to 6 hours. The Alamo's siege lasted 13 days. That means the decisive challenge isn't merely surviving the final assault. It's surviving everything that happens beforehand. This scenario ultimately reveals something much deeper. At first glance, the question of whether 10 Rangers could hold the Alamo appears to be about weapons. In reality, it is about the difference between individual capability and strategic reality. During the first 24 hours, 10 Rangers would almost certainly survive. During the first several days, they would likely continue holding out if they carefully managed ammunition and avoided unnecessary engagements. But by the 6th day, the 8th day, the 10th day, the mathematics become impossible to ignore. Without resupply, without medical support, without additional food, water, ammunition, or reinforcements, even the world's most elite soldiers gradually become exhausted men facing impossible odds. The original defenders desperately sent couriers requesting reinforcements. None arrived. 10 Rangers transported back to 1836 would face the exact same strategic problem. No radios. No helicopters. No quick reaction force. Their superior training would unquestionably prolong the defense, but it could not alter the larger strategic reality. The Alamo was not lost because its defenders lacked bravery or determination. It was lost because they were isolated. That uncomfortable truth is often overlooked. The defenders were ultimately failed by political and military leadership that promised support but never delivered it. 10 Rangers, despite their extraordinary capabilities, would encounter the same political failure. Different weapons. Same strategic outcome. Unless one crucial variable changes. If those Rangers possessed modern communications, air support, or a resupply mission, the entire calculation changes. With the support systems that define how Rangers actually fight today, 10 soldiers could potentially hold the Alamo indefinitely, not because they are superhuman, but because they would no longer be fighting alone. The real lesson of the Alamo was never simply to fight harder. It was never to fight alone. This isn't just an interesting historical thought experiment. The tension between individual capability and strategic support continues to define modern warfare. Elite special operations forces such as Rangers, SEALs, and Delta operators are among the most capable soldiers in history, yet even they have found themselves in Alamo-like situations. Mogadishu in 1993 stands as one of the clearest examples. Task Force Ranger consisted of highly trained American soldiers who became isolated, heavily outnumbered, and forced to fight for survival through city streets. 18 Americans lost their lives not because they lacked courage or skill, but because the strategic support available to them proved insufficient. The lesson remains remarkably consistent across history. No amount of individual excellence can overcome strategic failure forever. From Texas in 1836 to Somalia in 1993, the pattern repeats itself. So when someone asks whether a small group of elite soldiers could change history, the more important question is not about the soldiers themselves. It is about whether the leaders responsible for them are willing and able to provide the support they need. That gap between what soldiers are capable of doing and what leadership chooses to provide has shaped more battles than any weapon ever invented. If you made it this far, you probably think about the Alamo differently than you did a few minutes ago. That's exactly the purpose of this channel. If you're interested in exploring how 10 modern Rangers might fare against the Mongol horde, Napoleon's Imperial Guard, or a Roman legion, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We explore the historical questions that most textbooks never ask. And before you go, leave your answer in the comments. Could 10 modern Rangers really hold the Alamo or not? See you in the next one.